The church was filled with music, laughter, and the fragrance of fresh flowers. Guests in shining clothes lined the pews, waiting for the bride to walk down the aisle. But near the back door stood a woman whose presence went almost unnoticed. For the whispers that followed her was Anna, the bride's mother, a single mother who had raised her daughter against all odds. Her dress was simple, worn from years of careful saving and repatching. Nothing like the luxurious gowns the other women wore. No. She clutched her small purse nervously, her eyes glowing with pride and love for her daughter. At the very moment she stepped into the aisle, some people frowned, and soon the murmurs began to rise. "She doesn't belong here," someone whispered. "After all, she couldn't even keep a husband," another guest muttered. "She's embarrassing her daughter," a voice hissed. Anna tried to ignore it. She kept her head down, her heart beating fast. For years she had worked 2 jobs to make sure her daughter Lily had the education, clothes, and opportunities she never had. She had sacrificed her own dreams so that Lily could walk this aisle as a confident, beautiful bride. Yet instead of being embraced, Anna felt the sting of judgment sharper than ever. When Anna tried to sit near the front, where the bride's family belonged, a relative of the groom stepped forward and blocked her way. "This section is for family only," the woman said coldly. Anna froze, her cheeks burning. I am her mother," she whispered. But the woman's expression didn't soften. "You're making things uncomfortable. Why don't you sit?" In the back, gasps spread through the church. Some looked away awkwardly, others smirked, while Anna's knees trembled. The humiliation was unbearable. She wanted to run, to escape the stairs, but her heart told her she couldn't abandon her daughter's special day. Still, she slowly began to turn, ready to retreat to the shadows where no one would notice her. And then a voice rang out. "Stop." The word was calm yet firm, echoing through the silence of the room. All heads turned toward a man seated a few rows away. He rose slowly, tall and well-dressed, his presence commanding respect without effort. Few recognized him immediately, but whispers soon spread. He was David Grant, a well-known businessman and philanthropist, a millionaire, who had grown up in this very town. He walked down the aisle with measured steps until he stood beside Anna. Looking directly at the woman who had tried to push her away, he said in a voice that carried to every corner of the church, "You say this woman doesn't belong here? You're wrong. She belongs here more than anyone." The crowd fell silent. David turned toward the guests. "Do you know what it means to raise a child alone? It's to face every challenge, every cruel word, every closed door and still keep going? While many of you had comfort, support, and wealth, this woman had nothing but her willpower and her love. And because of her sacrifices, her daughter stands here today, radiant and ready to begin her own life." Anna's eyes filled with tears. No one had ever spoken for her like this. She had endured years of being overlooked, whispered about, and judged. But in this moment, someone finally saw her. David continued, his voice steady, but filled with emotion. "When you tried to push her away, you revealed more about yourselves than about her. True honor doesn't come from wealth, appearances, or social standing. It comes from sacrifice, from love, and from resilience. This mother has given more to her daughter than money could ever buy. She should not be hidden in the back. She should be celebrated at the very front." He looked at Anna with warmth. "Please, come, sit where you deserve to be." No one dared to argue. Slowly, David led Anna to the front row. Guests lowered their eyes in shame, some fidgeted, others wiped silent tears. Anna sat down, her hands trembling, overwhelmed by the sudden shift. She could hardly believe that a stranger, someone powerful and respected, had defended her dignity when everyone else stayed silent. When Lily, the bride, walked down the aisle and saw her mother sitting proudly in the front, tears welled in her eyes. She had always known her mother's worth, but now everyone else did too. She smiled at Anna, a smile filled with gratitude, pride, and love. The ceremony continued beautifully, but the atmosphere had changed. The judgment, the whispers, the cruelty, they were gone. In their place was respect, quiet reflection, and even admiration. People who had once turned their backs now looked at Anna differently, realizing the strength it took for her to endure what she had endured. After the wedding, David approached Anna once more. "You remind me of my own mother," he said softly. "Too raised me alone. People underestimated her, but she was the reason I became who I am today. I couldn't stand by and let the same disrespect happen to you." Anna's heart swelled. With gratitude, she didn't have the right words, so she simply whispered, "Thank you." That night, as Anna lay in bed replaying the day, she realized something profound. All her life she had been made to feel small, unworthy, and lesser than others. But kindness, the courage of one man's words, had restored her dignity in front of everyone who doubted her. The message was clear. True worth isn't measured by wealth, status, or appearances. It is measured by love, sacrifice, and the strength to keep moving forward, even when the world tries to push you away. And sometimes, it only takes one voice, one act of kindness to remind us of our value and change everything.